Xlm fans, have you heard about GXLM? Well, if you haven't, you're going to learn about it today and why it's so important. We'll talk a little price there. We're also going to talk about Trump pissing off the Democrats, and Maxine Waters has something to say about it. It has to do with a little bit of CZ action. XRP and Pi Network, something similar between the two that you need to hear, along with
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Zelle getting into crypto because payments are going to be faster and cheaper. Yeah, baby. I told you regs are going to bring the juice in. We just need Congress to get off their butt and get juicy regs for the altcoins. Heat map, yeah, it's mixed, but you know what isn't mixed? Your comments. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. It off is Adam One Stop Fish Shop. He says, these comments have me laughing. I knew she was real. You wouldn't be so happy if you weren't getting some. Yes, my wife is not AI generated. That wasn't an AI picture of a lady or some random stranger I was taking a photo of. Yes, she did go with me to Guatemala. And yes, my daughter is here with me now. And check it out. You definitely need to sub to my second channel. Why? Because I'm going to be going to the Antigua soccer game tomorrow. I'm going to share some pics and vids for that on that second channel. It's linked down below, and I'll have it at the end. Keisha 104 says, Beer Fest, baby. Who doesn't enjoy a good sausage? Ask my wife. Even if she's AI generated, guess what? She likes the AI meat. Bitcoin 110,066, ETH is 3872. ETH has had a little bit of trouble gaining back to that 4,000 mark, while BNB is at 1,100. Anyone here still believe that BNB has another move up to 15? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Xrp at 246 and Picoin. Well, I'm not going to talk Pi price, but what I am going to talk about is how Pi and XRP are very similar. No, don't click off the video. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Altcoin season index? Hell no, girlfriend. It's BTC dominance right now. That store of value play is rearing its ugly head. But remember, BTC is the golden pass. Exchanges are still making money as the volume's $158 billion, and Zelle wants to make more money. Yeah, you've all heard of Zelle, haven't you? Well, guess what? Regs for stablecoins came in, and now these players want to get into it. Zelle weighs stablecoin integration to expand its trillion-dollar payment network abroad. Zelle transformed how Americans send money at home. In fact, I think my wife uses Zelle. I think my wife and daughter, I think that's how they send money to each other. Now we're beginning to work to bring the same level of speed and reliability to Zelle consumers spending money to the United States. Early Warning Services CEO Cameron Fowler said, our goal is to bring the trust, speed, and convenience of Zelle consumers to international money movement needs. You mean crypto? Yeah, baby. According to Early Warning Services, approximately 1 trillion was transferred using Zelle last year. While other payment networks like PayPal and Wise handle a lot of cross-border payments, many crypto firms have sought to compete, offering low-cost ways to move money internationally. Zelle has a massive customer base that might be interested in the ability to do that. I told you, you get the regs and what happens? People start using your shit. We just need these people in Congress to get off their asses, get the regs for us for the altcoins so people start doing stuff with the alts. Congresswoman Maxine Waters lambasts President Trump's pardon of Binance. Okay, here's the thing. We know Binance's CZ got pardoned. Some of you are on the fence with it. Some of you could care less. Some of you think it's a good idea. But listen to what Waters said. I think Trump is doing this just to piss these people off. Trump's pardon of Binance founder, this is what she said, who pleaded guilty to enabling money laundering and facilitating suspicious transactions with child abusers, drug dealers, and terrorists, is an appalling and unsurprising reflection of his presidency. Yeah, that's right, because the Democrats never pardoned anyone either. Did Fauci get a pardon? Yeah. And how many people did he hurt? It wasn't a crime. He was persecuted by the Biden administration, Trump said. But Maxine said the pardon was a payoff and a blatant example of the pay-to-play corruption that Trump and his administration continues to engage in. Maxine, wait a minute. Didn't Sam Bankman-Fried give y'all a bunch of money and weren't you blowing kisses to him? Girlfriend, you lie so much that your eyes are brown because you're full of shit. I think her eyes are brown. Speaking of the United States government, they're sending an aircraft carrier my way to pick me up in case the planes can't make it. No, I'm kidding. I'm just throwing that out there. I just throw a little joke in there. All right, let's talk about GXLM. You don't know what GXLM is, do you? Ooh, okay. What about GBTC? Oh, you may have heard of that. See, GBTC was Grayscale's trust of Bitcoin that they converted into an ETF. And Grayscale has one for XLM called GXLM. That's their Grayscale Stellar Lumens Trust. Now, they had a little bit of corporate reorganization. I really don't give a shit about that. But this is one of the products that we're all waiting for right now in terms of the government shutdown. The SEC is only doing emergency cases right now. What I mean by that is cases like fraud, extreme crazy shit. So approvals of trusts, conversions into, ETFs, stuff like that, doing nothing like that now. The only thing they're doing right now is things that protect the consumer, right? That's why I bring up fraud. So once we get the government working with each other, oh, damn it. See, every time I say that, I just feel like I'm just losing credibility because I say the government's going to work together. Y'all like, cops are fucking stupid. But once the government works together and ends the shutdown, this is one of those products that is going to be converted into an ETF. And this is a solely XLM product. This isn't a basket with other things. This is XLM only. So pay attention to GXLM because when it gets converted and when we get the regs, we may see some more juicy action. Now, on Twitter, DGen World, John Squires says, kaboom! XRP at 10,000, as David Schwartz explained, the higher price, the fewer the token needs. Jesus fucking Christ. He says, this isn't speculation, it's pure math. You're dumber than fucking shit, dude. In fact, this same dumb son of a bitch said, analysts now see XRP reaching between 10,000 and 35,000, fueled by institutional demand. Do you know why I'm bringing this up? Because it's Friday, girlfriend, and Twitter is inundated with XRP's going to hit $10,000 by Friday. And here we are at what, everyone? $2.46. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, because the same shit happens with Pi Coin. Pi network price eyes a rebound as divergence wedge forms. Here's what people are saying about Pi. Another day, another chance. Remember, when Pi starts pumping, don't say you were born. Hodl your Pi and seize the opportunity. Big moves are ahead and $100 is in reach. The fuck did you just say? $100 is in reach. That's your chart. You're at 20 cents. I think a lot of these people, John Squire included, would be a lot more credible if they were like, yo, XRP at $10, we're going to get there. That makes sense because right now we're $250. That's not that far. Hell, even $100 sounds more realistic than freaking $10,000. That would make a bigger market cap than the entire money in like the world. Makes no freaking sense at all. But remember, what are people out there trying to do? They're trying to pump you with hopium and not facts. And the facts are good, bad, happy, and or sad. Some days they're good, some days they're bad. XRP ETFs on hold. Why? Well, because the government is shut down. So where these people are coming up with their wild and crazy shit, I don't know. But whatever they're smoking, maybe they're going to be kind enough to share with us because I think we all would love to get fucked up like that every once in a while. XRP sitting at the 250 mark, and what are we thinking? That's right. Every time XRP has been battling right around that 250 to 255 mark, we get there and then we get pushed back down. We got there earlier today and we got pushed back down, but we're pushing it back up. And what do you notice about that 7-day chart I have up on the screen? That's right. The market is constantly trying to push up, not down. And what you're seeing is once we get to those marks right above 250, that's when players take profits. Zooming into the 1-day chart, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We did it a little bit earlier today where I shared within the video. We pushed back down and then look how quickly we got support to push us back on up. My thinking is that XRP along with the alts are really going to start roaring once we get the regs. And you're like, bro, why do you think that? It's not hopium. It's not some stupid fucking post that David Schwartz made years and years ago that people now are extrapolating to really dumb shit. In fact, John Squire posted this. You know what? I'm going to reply to him. I'm going to put down, you are a stupid, it would be helpful if I could spell that, piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. Sorry. I just got to say it because he's a liar. Now, that being said, I do believe actually we can get to some juicy numbers because look at what Zelle is doing. Look at what the banks are doing. A lot of banks want to get into stablecoins because there's regs now. So you've seen, once regs come into play, people want to play with your products. And there's tons of XRP ETFs getting ready for conversion. And there's tons of people that would like to use XRP. But the reason they don't now is because what happens if the Democrats gain control? We already hear about how much Maxine Waters is pissed. Yeah. We've heard about a whole bunch of others. Brad the Shermanator's always pissed, right? What about Elizabeth Warren? Sorry if your heart on just went away. A lot of the Democrats are anti-crypto. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So if all of a sudden the Democrats were to reclaim the presidency in control of either the House or the Senate, I doubt much would get done crypto related at all. So it's super important that we keep our eyes and ears open and listen to the news, especially for when the shutdown ends, because as soon as that shutdown ends, they're going to be talking about regs. My hope is that we get all this shit done before the midterms, which gives us about a year, and then we could see our favorites like XRP and others really start roaring. My thinking, what you're seeing now is nothing compared to the future. We've seen that with stablecoins. My other thought is that you're going to see companies like Zelle, not necessarily Zelle, but like Zelle, all of a sudden start using XRP. Why? Well, because once they get the regs, it's protected. And once you get that vote through Congress, right, and signed by the president, it's super hard to undo it. It's easy to undo an executive order because think, the first day in office, what did Trump do? He undid a lot of executive orders from Biden. What was one of the first things Biden did when he was in office? He did a lot of executive orders. He undid them that Trump put in. So, executive orders, weak. Why? Because it only lasts through the president's term and then the next person can just crush them. Things in Congress, like passing regs and legislation, that's harder to undo. Zelle's jumping into stablecoins. I'm wondering how many people are going to jump into XRP once we get the regs. So there's always going to be people out there spewing hopium BS. And the market doesn't want that right now. We've grown past that. The market's a lot more mature right now. You're more mature right now in your crypto knowledge. I am as well. And that's why you're here, because I bring you the news, whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad, with realism. That's right. And what we're seeing is what? Companies like Zelle. Oh, what about Jamie Dimon, a little bit of JP Morgan, right? They want to get into it. They're accepting BTC and ETH as collateral. So once the regaronis hit, we know that a lot of juice happens. Now, in terms of the ETFs, no ETFs are going to get going right now until the shutdown ends. Why? The SEC physically does not have the labor force. The SEC now is operating with less than 10% of their workforce, and that entire workforce is going to go after consumer fraud, things that help us out, like protect us. So no, they're not going to be doing anything with ETFs. In fact, I did a story earlier that shared that the SEC said, look, everything is delayed. In fact, they're not even taking any new applications because there's no one at the email boxes to answer them. So, $10,000 XRP by Friday? Hey, 10,000 pesos? I don't know what the fucking conversion rate is. And what about Picoin getting ready to blow to $100? You're at 20 cents. I think a lot of these people out there would gain a lot more credibility if they were a bit more realistic. I don't know, maybe removing a 0 or 2 at the end of their predictions, because to be honest with you, that's what it's all about. The crypto market is maturing, and the crypto market wants real information, not BS hopium. Oh, someone's doing a little Red Rebel fight. I have a Red Rebel. Partisan got in my way, and I had to smoke his ass. And it looked like Peanut smoked that fool there, too. Love it. Choo choo what? Well, check out my second channel so you can see Choo Choo Guatemala. But for now, it's Choo Choo Bitches, and soon it's going to be Choo Choo Antigua.